Well, today has been a day. It is 4:30. Your girl needs a vacation. I need a vacation, but the way the finances are, if I'm going to be transparent, I am not able. But who knows? Maybe God will bless me. The universe, I'm trying to put it up more. I feel it's fine. You're going to see me a little far away. We don't need to be so close. I feel like I'd be close enough. Y'all see every pore, every blemish that I have. So we going to kind of pull back today, and I feel like that will help me to not feel like I need to rush through this video. But today was stressful. This new job that I have, I'm at a point right now where I'm like, man, I really need my business to do what it needs to do. And what that means is like be my sole job because I'm feeling it now. Like, and I feel it like in my throat, so to speak. And I need to get away. So I might do that this weekend because it is Mother's Day. So happy early Mother's Day. It's also Nurses Week. Happy Nurses Week to my fellow nurses. If this is your first time stumbling on my pretty, pretty face, thank you. My name is Leslie. I'm your favorite nurse yogi. I am a registered nurse with 12 years of healthcare experience, and I'm also a certified yoga instructor with 5 years of teaching experience. And today, repeatedly, what is coming up for me is I need to ground. And I go back to, shout out to Merlene, my business strategist. I go back to my default. But it's a little hard when I need I need to like get on the people's plane. I need to see a mountain. I don't know what it is, but so was it like maybe 5 years ago we did a family trip to, yeah, it was 5 years ago because it was like the year after the pandemic. We went to Tennessee. Specifically, oh my gosh, I'm blanking. Not Clarksville. Where did we go? Where it's like the Four Corners. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking out. Now I need to look it up. I'm gonna tell y'all where we went. All I remember I said to my husband, I said, I need a mountain. And I just listened to myself. I'm like, what does that mean? I'm looking up on my phone so I can tell you guys where we were. Rock City. Let me see something else. Chattanooga. Oh, we went to Chattanooga, Tennessee. And then we did the cave. There's like this cave there. And the kids, that was crazy. When you look at things you do, like in hindsight, the kids at the time, 19, 20, 21, my son was 3. So that means my daughter was like 1.5. Because if that was 21, she was like 2, almost 2. So we had a 2 and a 3-year-old that we did the cave with because they were so baby and like they could walk, but it was, I forget, but it was like we're gonna carry them. So the whole cave from, you start at the top and then you go under, we carried them. There is like this different kind of parent strength that I can't explain, but when you just got to do something, you just figure it out. And that's what we did on that vacation. But the only reason we went there, well, was two things. Was our friends lived there at that time. They lived close. So we like rented an Airbnb, but also we hadn't been out of the house in like almost 2 years. And then we just had 2 kids under 2. And I remember telling my husband, it's not that I like, so this is what's also interesting with me. I am first generation Jamaican American. So for me, I'm not going to say like as a generalization for all people that are Jamaican American, but for me, I would go to Jamaica at least yearly, right? And most of the time would be during the summer because I was off school as a kid. And so I'm used to like being on an island. Yes, as a kid, it was different. It was mostly like being in the houses and like my dad was actually pretty good of like, we wouldn't just sit in the house. We would be doing something. But I say that to say because people are like, oh, I just need to get on an island. And I'm like, I don't need an island like at this time. I need like different scenery for me. And it's also because I live in Florida, specifically Central Florida, where it's always sunny like all of the time. And I'm so thankful for that when it comes to my mental health. I need the sun all of the time. And so when I say I need a mountain, for y'all that live in the mountainous areas, I only want to switch for like a few days, and then I'll run back. I'll run back to my sun. So yeah, like I was like, maybe I should get away and go to an island real quick. Maybe go to Puerto Rico. Maybe I should go to Puerto Rico. That's a real boopsie, quick boopsie. Maybe I should do that. Because I need to go on a plane. And it's just like the whole getting ready part of it, right? Ciao. This is so off the cuff, this video. And whoever lands on this video, know that I see you. Know that I see you. If you are a new mom and you are like, girl, I am barely keeping my head above water. Girl, I don't even know how to take a break. Like, so like my default setting, like, so for example, today I was feeling really anxious. Like, let's work through today, right? I was feeling really anxious, and preemptively, so last week I didn't work out at all. And that's crazy for me. But the reason I didn't work out at all is because on the 25th, my husband's birthday, we did a family workout, and your girl threw her back out doing strength training. Embarrassing. So from that, the 25th to today, I hadn't worked out because I was like, I don't want to mess my back up anymore, because you hear the stories, at least I do. I hear the stories of people messing up their back to the point where they have to get back surgery. I'm in the healthcare field, so it's always like the end thing I think about. And I'm like, listen, I'm going to let my back rest up. So I didn't even do yoga, guys. The whole week, I didn't do anything. And that did play a lot with my mental health. And I should have worked, but no, I'm not going to beat myself up. But just looking back, and then it was like the week of an event that I co-hosted with a friend of mine, Merlene. We did the Mompreneur Reset Brunch a couple days ago on Saturday. And so today, last night, and this is all a part, if you're like, girl, how do you know even where to begin when it comes to figuring out how to ground yourself? Before you can ground yourself, you have to release. Ooh, that's good. Before you can ground yourself, you have to release that tension. So in my 12-week preventative healthcare program, we talk about how you can release. I'm going to clip this part first for content. We talk about how you release first, right? Once you release, and release can be simply breathing, it can be stretching, yoga, it can be exercise, like, when I say exercise, I mean getting your heart rate up. So if that be running, if that be riding your Peloton, doing the treadmill, something to get that heart rate up. But you have a lot of cortisol in your body, right? You have a lot of cortisol. I talk about this also in my healthcare program. If you're like, what the heck is cortisol? It is a stress hormone. We need a little bit of it, right? We can't, what the kids, like, it's like, I don't want you to be, like, give me a little chalance, not nonchalance. I need a little chalance, right? So I think of cortisol like, we need a little bit of cortisol, but we don't need a lot every single day. 24/7, because that's when things like adrenal fatigue and those type of things happen to you, right? So with that, the first thing I knew to come back to my default was I have to release. How I release, I do cardio. So I ride my Peloton, right? So I made sure, I was like, okay, I'm going to try to go my best, make sure I go to sleep before midnight, all right? So I went to sleep, like, if it was right before midnight or right after midnight. And then after I did that, so I did that. So that's something else in my program. I share with you that you have to have a night routine and a morning routine, because you are setting yourself up for failure if you are like, yeah, I'm just going to get up and figure out my workout. Like, you have to plan your things. And I teach you how to plan. I teach you how to do all of these things in my 12-week health program. So everything that I'm walking you through today is in my program. So I worked out this morning. I set my alarm for 6:30. To be honest, I actually started the workout like 6:45. And then I finished the workout. It was a 30-minute workout, because that's also something I talk about in my program. You have to do at least 30 minutes of increasing your heart rate. So cardio exercise at least 3 times a week to help with heart health, to help with your mental health. It's a wraparound thing, right? We have to get that heart rate up. We can't just be doing cutesy walks. Like, if you're doing a cutesy walk, I need you to throw on a weighted vest or something to get the heart rate up. So I did that today. Then I had to take my son. So my son, he broke his wrist last week. So today he got the cast, and so I have that, and then stuff with work. So I'm like feeling this anxiousness. I still kind of feel it, if I'm going to be honest with you. And I was like, okay, well, I need to eat. And even though I wasn't in the mood to eat, like I was like, I don't feel hungry, I ate yogurt. Yogurt is the best breakfast to eat. It is protein. It is probiotics. Protein and probiotics are the two best things you can give your body. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And so I ate a little bit of yogurt, and I made sure I ate that. And then I was like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better, right? And then I took my son to the appointment, clocked out of the people's job because I worked a little bit, and then clocked out an hour later, took him to the appointment, came back home, made him lunch, clocked back in. And then I'm where I worked, and now I'm taking a little break to talk with you all. So with all of that, after that workout too, though, I didn't stretch because I didn't have time. It was like 7:15. I had to clock in by 8. So I cooled down for a little bit. And by cooling down, I made a short form piece of content. I did a little quick video, and then hopped in the shower, clocked in, and then boom, right? And so I didn't have time to stretch. I'm going to stretch tonight. I'm saying that on camera to hold myself accountable. I'm going to stretch tonight because I know that will relieve my stress even more. So again, stretching, and I'm guilty of it too, y'all. You'd be like, okay, workout or stretch, which one? You need to ideally do them both, right? And in the workouts, it's so important you don't just jump into the workout and jump out of the workout. That is not good for your nervous system. So if you're somebody that's new to working out, you find it very overwhelming because you don't even know where to begin. Again, these are like the things I talk about in my program. Let me drink. So what am I drinking, you may ask? This is a supplement that I take that helps with muscle repair. Because technically, even though I didn't do strength training today, I need this because I haven't worked out in a week, right? Week plus. So I did take my creatine right after I worked out, and now I'm taking this because you have to take this in between meals. And I actually like how this tastes. They say it's fruit punch, but in my opinion, it's like like an orangey flavor. So that's where we're at today. And that was a good word. Like, my whole program, it's called like it's not called like, it is the Ground and Glow preventative healthcare program for women. And in order to ground, and that's why I create these videos, because the more I talk out, it's kind of like I have a crumpled up shirt, if you will, right? I have this crumpled up shirt, and this shirt is my program, is my business, what I'm trying to get across, my point. And every time I make a video, so if you're like, what are you talking about? Make a video. So I'm doing 100 days of YouTube. I believe today is day 90, if I'm not mistaken, or 89. And I have like less than 15 days left, but every single day I've been making 20 to 30 minute videos. Shout out to Glow Atonmo. She is the one that inspired me to do this. And I'm building a wellness resource library for new moms. Every single video that I make is resourceful, and I know that it's going to help who it needs to help, because too many times I feel like social media, you just see the end, and that bothers me. And if something bothers me, I want to change. If I can change it, I'm going to try to change it. And how I feel like I make change is by creating videos. And so I want you guys to see me. Like today, I was this close. This is like, there's been a few days out of this almost 100 days where I'm just like, I ain't got it. And today is one of those days. And there's also that shame of, man, I'm still working the people's job. Man, I don't have enough money to just like, take a vacation. Like, and so there is that shame because I do the mindset work and all of this. And I'm like, I should be further along. And this weekend we were talking about it at the Mompreneur Reset brunch, how comparison is the thief of joy, right? And you have to really just take a breath and look at how far you come. I remember a friend of mine told me that. I was like saying what I'm actually saying right now. This was probably a last year. And she was like, Lesline, like she said it that same way too. She said, Lesline, but look how far you've come. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. I had never heard anybody say that. Or maybe they had, but I wasn't in the space to receive. You know? Do you get what I'm saying? Somebody probably told you something, like somebody already probably said that. And that's why it's so important. Like if you are somebody that's wanting to create content, you're like, man, I want to do that, but everybody's already saying what I'm saying. Yes, you're right. There is nothing new under the sun. But what is new under the sun is you. You are the sauce. Like you really are the sauce. Nobody can take away the way you say things. And I truly believe this is actually the video I was making. On the other side of your fear is your gift, is you helping somebody. There are people that you need to help. I can't help them. You need to help them, right? I was going to say something else about that. But that was something else. So this weekend at the event, I have a friend of mine was there. Like we're not friends, but we're like we were in this I don't know. Anyways, I'd be worried about friend. I don't know if it's like the Caribbean in me, but I was in a group coaching program in December. Shout out to Sloan. Oh my goodness, I was in her her leadership coaching program, and she really put a fire under my ass. And one of the other participants was in that with me. And long story short, she came to our event, and we were talking on the cohort, we would be sharing things. And she's like, I just wish I could give you a hug, Lesline. And so, because it was virtual. And so on Saturday, she was there and she gave me a hug, and I almost broke down and cried. And I think because I don't know if maybe I'm so stressed. I almost cried, but I didn't. I don't say that as like a badge of honor. I'm just being like, letting you know. And she was just like, keep going. You have everything lined up. You're doing everything. Like you have all the things in place. You just need to keep going. Don't let up. And I told her, I was like, I really needed to hear that, because the way that I want to throw everything away, I want to Control Alt Delete. I want to click, as if all my stuff, click all the icons and just put it in the garbage, not even in the recycling bin. I'm referring to computer. Just want to put it in the garbage. And I'm like, maybe just focus on my kids, Like that's where I'm at right now. And so I truly believe that God brings people in your life when you're like, I ain't got it. And I work really hard. And I don't want to have shame about that. I work really hard, and I know that my hard work is paying off. Not that it's going to. It is paying off. When you're in it though, And again, Glow Autonmo is somebody I really look up to, and I make sure I say people's names, and I've told her too on Threads, because she actually reposted one of my posts where I shouted her out, and it was really kind of her to repost. And I was like, I'm fangirling right now, Glow, like watch some of my videos, whatever. And shoot, I lost my train of thought. Oh, she made a post, because she posts every single day across numerous platforms. And she was saying how if she knew what was on the other end, like on the other side of her hard work, she would go harder. And I was like, damn, I've never heard that before. I've never heard that mindset. And I'm like, that's the mindset I'm on. Because there are days, today is a day, where I'm just like, I ain't got it, right? And to know though, if you could see, you think about talking about caves. We started with caves. We're going to end with caves. I don't know if you guys have seen those like images where it's like the mine worker, whatever you call them, and they're hitting the mine, they're and they can't see, but on the other end is the gold. And it's like they just have to do like a few more taps and they're going to get to the gold. That's how I feel right now. Like I can't see, right? And so I just use that for you. If you're like, man, Leslie, but you don't understand. I do understand, girl, because I'm right there with you. And I know it's soon come, right? But there's some things I still have to work on internally to fully receive. Because even when Cindy gave me that hug and poured into me, she poured into me, I had to tell myself, receive this, Leslie, receive these words. So I'm going to leave y'all with that. Same time, same place tomorrow. All right. Bye for now.